Hey Dreamers, this is Jade. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do my February reading wrap up. So let's start out by filling in my bookshelf. I ended up reading 6 books. Most of them were physical, so I'm using the purple marker for physical. I read 2 ebooks, no audiobooks this month. So the ebooks are the mint color and the physical, as I said, is the purple color. So I'm just getting all of that filled in, and then I will move on to my book goal page and fill in the 6 spaces for that. So here we are, and I decided, as I said, I want to do kind of a rainbow effect for this. So I'm starting off Roy G. Biv, but I wanted to do pink first. But now that I'm looking at that pink, it looks more like a peach to me. So I do go back in sometime off camera and I fill it in with the pink that I use for my audiobooks. And that gives me a much better pinkish effect. And so then after the pink, I just start with the regular Roy G. Biv and did red. So I filled that in 6 places, and then of course I added in the book covers. So it was Seduce Me at Sunset, Rotten Ruin, Covet by J.R. Ward, Defiant Heart by Brighton Walsh, and Replay by Amy Dawes. Lisa Kleypas wrote Seduce Me at Sunrise, and Rotten Ruin was a series from the beginning of a series from Jonathan Mayberry back in the day. And so once that was done, I went in and filled out what my book of the month was, my favorite, which I gave 5 stars, and I absolutely loved. Oh yeah, the that time I got drunk and saved a demon. Such a cute fantasy, romantasy book. It was fun, it was lighthearted, it was hilarious. So it checked all my boxes. It's like one of those cozy reads. You don't have to take it too seriously. You don't have to it wasn't like ridiculously detailed as far as the world building and the lore, anything. It was just something you could read quickly and have fun with. I did have one DNF for the month. As I said, I am not shy about DNF in a book now. I used to be one of those people that forced myself to read an entire book that I had started, whether I liked it or not. I do not do that anymore. I don't have the time. I ain't got it to do. So the book that I DNF was called Forever Mine by J.L. Campbell, and it was just kind of boring to me. I felt like it wasn't going anywhere. So I just stopped reading. There are other reviews up on that where people love it. So I always say try it for yourself to see how you would like it, because everybody has different tastes, and whether a book is good or bad is subjective for the most part, I should say. So anyway, I'm getting to my February stats page to get everything down. And I decided to make a little box there, with rounded corners. I don't know why. I feel like I saw it somewhere, and it just kind of stuck in my head. And as I said, I'm trying out different things in this journal of what I like, what I don't like, what I want to add, what I don't want to add. Because previously I had no intention of adding the little blurbs of the books that I liked, but I didn't do like a complete feature on. But then decided that I wanted to. So yeah, just kind of filling this thing out here. So in my February stats, I did get that box done. I love the way the little dots look and how everything is separated. And so my total books read ended up being 6, as I said, and the total pages that I read was 2,132. The longest book that I read was Covet by J.R. Ward. Really enjoyed that. It is the Fallen Angels series, and it's different from her Black Dagger Brotherhood series, which is it's one of my favorite series. I love it so much. It's Chef's Kiss. So if that's what you're expecting going into it, wrong. Okay, so just temper your expectations or whatever. But some characters, or I would say at least a character that shows up in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series shows up. So I feel like there is a little bit of crossover, because we do know that of course his name escapes me right now, but we do know that there is a fallen angel within their crew, which I heard that his story was supposed to be coming out soon. So yeah, I need to check on that. But anyway, moving on, I decided to make these little circles to hold the basic information of my how many ebooks that I read, how many physical books that I read, and then I also decided to add in my DNF. So I'm just marking that, and then I have my little stamp now, so I can put those down. And so ebooks ended up being two, as I said, and then physical ended up being four. I DNF'd one. Oh, and I completely skipped by the shortest. My hair has been making an appearance in this video. But anyway, my shortest book again was That Time I Saved a Demon. So, okay, let me go back because I'm getting ahead of myself. J.R. Ward, Covet, the Fallen Angel series. That was the longest book I read this month, which was 474 pages. And then the shortest was That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, which was 260 pages. So, yeah. Anyway, so I'm getting my books read over here on this page, and I didn't start out giving myself a theme, I should say, but since February is more Valentine's Day, this was kind of easy to just go with pink and red, and so that's what I did. And I actually like the way it looks, the color combination and everything like that, and I didn't want to get like ridiculously detailed and decorative on these two pages. I'm still trying to figure that out, that balance on where I want to decorate and where I'm just like, it's okay, I just want to get the information down, or whatever. So, again, first time doing this, having a book journal for the year that I do myself. And so I'm just filling things out here. I did want to put this down to decorate around the read just because I felt like it needed a little extra pop. And I had this extra piece of washi tape just sitting here over on my desk. So I said I might as well use it. Anyway, I'm getting down my book covers for the month of February. Again, the first was Seduce Me at Sunrise by Lisa Kleypas. Then I read Rotten Ruin. That was a longer book too, just not as long as the J.R. Ward book. That was like 400 and some pages as well. Defiant Heart by Brighton Walsh. Covet, J.R. Ward, and Replay by Amy Dawes, and of course That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. My 5 stars, I had 2 of those this month. Seduce Me at Sunrise and That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. I had 2 4 stars, which was Rotten Ruin, which I do remember rating as a 5 when I was younger and I read this book the first time. As I said, I've had it the entire series in my stash for a while, but I only read the first one, so I'm going back through and reading it again. So I read the first book to start myself out. I have finished Dust and Decay, which is the second book, so excited about that. And I have the third one pulled out for me to read. I'll probably start reading it towards the end of the month of March. So yeah, but anyway, 2 4 stars, Rotten Ruin and Covet by J.R. Ward, and then 1 3 star, Defiant Heart by Brighton Walsh, and Replay got 2 stars for me. And here at the bottom, just to fill in that space, I am writing down a couple quotes from That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, which I actually meant to write down in my complete spread for that book. However, I got so involved with what I was writing and everything, I completely forgot. So I decided I would just add them here in this space, and I'll read them to you. The first one says, "Every scratch he whispered, his tone gentle and comforting. Every bruise I will pay back in fire and blood. And then we're all a little broken. It's the cracks that let the light in." So really enjoyed those quotes. I think there was one more that I had, but those were my favorites. So that's what I chose to put in that space. So I also want to get March set up while I'm in here. I also was not going to do this, but I do need to keep up of when I start books and when I finish it. I usually write it down. And I sometimes I put it in my mini Bujo, but sometimes I completely forget. So I need just a dedicated space for that, and I was like, it just makes sense to put it in the reading journal. So again, I am making my own calendar here. You've seen how I do this in my mini bullet journal. If you watch my channel with any regularity, did it the same way, except that on this, the majority of the calendar went on the left side, whereas the other 3 days went on the right side. In my mini bullet journal is kind of switched, which either way, if you just start out in the middle and count over, it works. It usually works out fine. So yeah, again, I'm pulling out that stencil to write in March. I just did a little bit of decoration At the bottom, I made these like clover clusters in the AI generator that I like to use or whatever, and I didn't go overboard with it. And since the clusters have like just a little hints of purple in it, I decided to, because I'm gonna go green, but I decided to just use my purple Tombow to fill in March there. What I have noticed is that my Tombows, I wouldn't say they bleed through, but they kind of bleed through, or they ghost heavily. So just be wary of that. I still use them. It doesn't bother me that much. So yeah. If it would can I talk? If it will bother you, maybe look into a different alternative. I'm not sure. Well, also too, this notebook is probably hard to get, unless you already have some in your stash because the company went out of business. But so yeah, that might not be advice for the masses because most people probably don't even have this notebook anymore. Anyway, that wraps this up. I trust that you all have been safe and well. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.